You know, I never would have thought in my tiny YouTube career that I would get comments asking me to make the next video. Well, you guys wanted it, and since your dad still hasn't come back from that trip from Thailand over 20 years ago, I got you.
Beerus, my lord, is there something you wish to say?
Here it comes.
Welcome to SomeDadGaming. Your time is valuable, so let's get into it. And if you already know, the first thing you need to do, reset those damn settings. Seriously. Deadzones, input curves, and field of view. Now I'm going to show you a couple ways to do this, and mouse and keyboard players are going to get mad as fuck. But I play keyboard and mouse also, so I don't care. Because you keep missing all your shots. And that dad who killed you, his aim looks like this. And like always, I don't mean to call out all these setting guide videos from most streamers on any shooting game for that matter, but most of them are full of shit. Sorry Black Ops 7, not sorry. Now pull up your settings and go to graphics. Then raise your field of view to the max. Then go to controller and put your acceleration to 0. Then controller tuning and put both stick dead zones to 0. But what about stick drift? I don't have TMR sticks like you streamers. Look, you're not the only one watching, I'll explain it here in a minute. Quit being selfish. Okay, now for the sake of the video, we're going to use two different input curves, linear and Battlefield 2042. And that's because linear is pure raw input, no curve. But Battlefield 2042 has the deepest curve. And these techniques will help you decide on which curve works best for you. Side note, if you're a Call of Duty player who says that the controller settings don't feel good, or you're having a hard time adjusting and learning different curves, use the Battlefield 2042 curve. You're welcome. And if you're a Battlefield player heading to the comments right now saying, "Nuh-uh, Battlefield 4, 3, or 1 are superior input curves," and I agree, now shut the fuck up and go sit down next to doesn't know how to use Deadzones guy. And the rest of you chads, go to the firing range, move your stick rapidly. If you start to drift, raise up your dead zone by 1 until you stop drifting. Just remember, the input curve you choose will be affected by your dead zones. Now look downrange and lower your FOV until that blurry blob finally has legs and arms. Now here's where the Battlefield settings get super fucking confusing. But don't worry, I believe in you. And so I don't bore you with any nerd talk, I'll keep it simple. When you push your stick, there's supposed to be a ramp up acceleration from 0 to 100%, kind of like a gas pedal in your car. The more you push, the faster you go. The less you push, the slower you go. In Call of Duty, it's called input curves. In Battlefield, it's called acceleration curves. And I'm going to show you a trick that has never let me down, and you can use it in many other shooting games. Now put your crosshair over the dummy. Start to wiggle your crosshair.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
And try to stay within the hitbox. Now let's find our baseline. If you're wiggling outside the hitbox, lower your aim sense. If it seems too low, raise your aim sense. And depending on which curve you chose, it will affect your aim sense. For example, on the linear curve, mine's 18. On the Battlefield 2042 curve, mine's 33. Now on your vertical aim and ADS sense, use 50 to 75%. I use 50% on linear and 75% on Battlefield 2042. This will increase more accurate micro adjustments and for smoother tracking when ADSing. Now that we found our aim sense, put your crosshair on the dummy, and with 100% input, turn left or right, doing a 360, until your crosshair is back on the target. And if it feels too sensitive and you're over-aiming, raise your acceleration. The best way to measure this is by counting, like this, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. It doesn't have to be 3 seconds, whatever feels good for you is ideal. Also, if your turning is inconsistent and your crosshair falls or raises while turning, go to axial dead zone and raise it until you start turning straight. Unless you were born that way, but don't worry, I won't love you any less. Now let's dial in and tune your dead zones. And here's the secret, you want control. But not the kind that you don't have in your life right now, I'm referring to aiming and recoil control. And this is the part where you're gonna realize that some or most of your favorite streamers are full of shit. And instead of explaining it like a nerd, I'm gonna show you. Point at a blank wall, start shooting and try to control the recoil. If your recoil control starts to kick up, lower your dead zone. But if your recoil control is pulling down and feels sensitive, raise your dead zone by 1 until it feels like a laser. For example, on the Battlefield 2042 curve, I can go as low as 3 on my TMR sticks, before the recoil control starts pulling down. But on linear, I have to go all the way up to 25, because there's no curve, and on linear, you can actually make your own curve, with dead zones, axial dead zones, and acceleration. This is why in a game like Apex, linear is king, because of their advanced settings that really help you understand where the curve activates and even the ramp ups. Because once you understand how the curve can benefit you, no matter how much they nerf aim assist, you'll have mouse and keyboard players protesting more than a George Floyd riot. Bonus tip, if you're still struggling with micro adjustments, adjust the acceleration. 0 is for fast ramp ups, 100 is for slower ramp up delays. And as you can see in the examples, the linear and Battlefield 2042 curves are almost identical. Now remember, there are many other things that go into being a decent controller player, such as map knowledge, recoil patterns, movement, positioning, engagement, etc. Because picking up a controller and thinking aim assist is going to do all the work for you is a bunch of BS. Now, if you're a decent player, you can dominate on either input, mouse and keyboard, or controller, because I believe in you. Now let's put it into practice. And look at that, you're fucking amazing. And if you found any value or entertainment from this video, then you know what to do. My final dad tip, we don't know how many cheaters exist, but if only 10% or less cheat like some claim, Battlefield 6 sold over 10 million copies. That's 1 million players. That's a lot of fucking cheaters. So don't let anyone stop you from getting good and having fun. Until we meet again, have a good one, gamer family.